Is we live? We live. What's the deal? It's Joey Origami, aka the greatest rapper alive, aka your friendly neighborhood goat, aka the godfather of anime, aka good game Origami, because boy, do I have some good game for you. And this is a Saturday morning show because it's Saturday and it's morning. So, good morning, Kansas City. And or beyond if you are beyond, but that's where I'm at. That's where I'm from. And happy Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day. If you celebrate, happy Valentine's Day. For sure. I don't know if I don't know if I celebrate Valentine's Day. But I acknowledge it for sure. It's Valentine's Day. Come on. It's like it's unanimous acknowledgement of something makes it so, right? It's like saying the color blue is blue. If majority of the world says that this is green, that means this is green. So if majority of the world says today is Valentine's Day, that means today's Valentine's Day, right? Is that is that a good analogy? I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I celebrate, or at least enough to participate. You know what I'm saying? Or participate enough. I am not participating enough currently to say that I celebrate or am celebrating. Right? Y'all get the gist? You get the gist. But yeah, Valentine's Day though. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? Valentine's Day is odd. Um, from its origin to its mission to its recoloring centuries later, by the way, into its current like impact on society and its lens on love today, whether intentional or not. Let's talk about it. Valentine's Day originated in the 5th century. It was just a feast festival celebrating Saint Valentine, some guy who died for some reason in the 3rd century, replacing some former pagan festival. And then in the 14th century, due to a poet named Geoffrey Chaucer, became associated with romantic love or sexual love or partnership. and hearts and flowers and chocolate and I love you. That didn't happen until the 14th century. That was 9 centuries later. Just because a poet wrote a poem, the entire holiday is now seen as something different than what it was seen. It was about a man who died. But it started becoming heavily commercialized in the 19th and 20th centuries. Bingo. Because capitalism took advantage of this thing. As it always does. We don't even know what the day is, but we associate it with love that it miseducates us on, amongst many other things as well. And it's such an odd reason for that. I wonder what it is. I don't know what it is, honestly. Uh, I assume confusion always leads to greater control, always, but I don't know what specific way. I don't know. Uh, but it's just like, wow, what are we really celebrating? Is it love? That what we're celebrating today on this Valentine's Day? Is it love? A lot of people don't know what love is due to things like Valentine's Day. It's not this romantic thing, man. It's not. Uh, Romance and love are two separate things, often adjacent to each other because it makes them highly compatible. But they're not the same thing at all. And our misinterpretation of it is fatal, I believe, leading to our extinction. But let's break into the difference then, right? Let's ease into it and start with what romance is, because it's not love. But what is romance? If it's not love, what is romance? I got you. Um, Romance is an experience of escape. Um, It's an experience of an escape. It's an experience of exaggeration. It's an experience of bliss, right? Because of something or with something or both. Um, that's what romance is. It's an unrealistic experience in and or life. That's romance. You can have one alone, you can share one with another. That's what it means, is to take take a step outside of things for the sake of joy. And that's fine. It's fine to romanticize things. It's fine to make an unrealistic view of something to make it feel good, better, right? Romanticize romance. It's fine to experience a connection with another person and feel like you are outside of reality or time, right? Romance. You see how that still fits the definition. So then, when we date and we experience these romances with people and we expect this immense emerge emerge no this immense warm feeling of emotion that often happens at the beginning or whatever they call the honeymoon phase to be the standard for what is considered the foundation of love or whatever is happening. We misinterpret it because that's just supposed to be existing in that moment. All right, so if that's that and that's not love and that's not being in love, maybe that is being in love. That's where in love comes in. In love is more related to romance than it is to actual love, but that's another story. We fall in love is when you become hooked on that sensation of romantic connection with someone. That's falling in love. And it's because of romance, which is the escape, which is the relief from reality, which is the bliss, which is the butterflies that exist. That's like the getting high part. That's romance. Romance is definitely the drug. Love is love is different. Romance is what's in Cupid's arrow. Romance is the hearts. Romance is Valentine's Day, the chocolate. It's the what is it? Anniversary dates and the uh not anniversary dates, the just the Valentine's Day dates and the chauffeuring and the roses. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The roses and all that. It's that's romance. That's romantic. It's fun. It's escaping. It's flattering. It feels good. It feels good to connect. It feels good for someone else. It feels good to make someone else feel good. That's all romance, and that's fine. But don't mislabel it as love. You know what I'm saying? And then you confuse it, and when we think we're showing love and we're just being romantic, people wonder why are we so confused? Because there's a disconnect. All right, so what is love? Okay. We're getting there. Okay. Um, love. is the willingness and capacity we have to sacrifice ourselves or what we own for the sake of another's life, desires, goals, etc. That's love. It's not a verb. You don't do it. You show it. And you show how much you have for something through what you do in compliance to that definition. Boring. I know it sounds boring. It is. It's very boring in comparison to what we eat daily. But sometimes sometimes boring is right on point. Water. All right. So how do they relate? Okay. Okay. There is a such thing as romantic love. And I believe this phrase or compound word or whatever that's considered, I'm not sure, is also part of the reason why we conflate the words and are associating the words with the wrong things because maybe we just took that and shortened it, and maybe if we saw thought that if we said one or the other, it'll still mean the same thing, but they were like two separate words. We just didn't know. That's also the case, possibly, more likely than not. But yeah, romantic love is when you begin to have a willingness to sacrifice for the sake of that escape and sensation. Sound familiar? So yeah, those are the differences. I believe that understanding that, like to its core, like to our core, will help us navigate life so much more uh efficiently, effectively, both. Um, that's just what I believe, especially in like relational scenarios. Though all problems are interpersonal relation. All problems are interpersonal relationship problems. Word to occurs to be disliked. Read that. Um, yeah, understanding that will definitely help in relational and interpersonal scenarios because I believe like that's why most marriages, committed connections, partnerships, significant otherships, whatever you want to call it, crash and burn because of the misinterpretation of love and romance and what am I wanting and what am I getting versus what am I supposed to do? Because you don't know what those things are. You keep getting asked for something and you think you know what you're asking for and then they think they know what they're being asked of and they're giving what they think their definition is and it's just bouncing all over the place. No, we need a standard definition that accurately communicates what this concept is. And that's what I gave you before. It's like, that's what it is. If y'all understand that that's what it is, things like marriages will have an extremely higher success rate, especially in the black community. But PU marriage, right? I know if you're not married, it's probably what you feel like. But if you're married, uh, congratulations. I hope everything is going well. But yeah, marriage is an interesting thing. Because when it comes to like relational, what's the word? Models, I guess. Relationship models. I would call it I give as a good term if it isn't one already. Because it's like we have relationships with everyone. We're in a relationship with everyone. We don't get into relationships. We just shift the dynamics of the relationship model. But yeah, marriage is probably one of the highest, if not the highest, relationship model you can have with another person. And if you understand what it's running on, love versus romance, you can operate it better. It's like knowing what kind of oil to put in the engine, you know? Um, and those concepts will often be necessary to be understood because they come up every day, I'd imagine. I'd imagine. Um, but much like love and romance, I think people don't understand what marriage is either. I think we simultaneously place it at a extremely high, unreachable pedestal, like in our brains, in our imagination, in our like foresight growing up. You know what I'm saying? Marriage was like this like Holy matrimony. Maybe it is. But the way we viewed it, I think, was a bit too unattainable. But at the same time, viewed it incorrectly due to a misunderstanding of what we should be seeking, due to a misunderstanding of what the purpose of the union is, as well as a misunderstanding of how love and romance circulate within this union as well. But like their position, their role. There we go. Their role. The love and romance roles. But that's understandable as well. Because I can't help but believe that's a part of some sort of design or intentional influence. But luckily, luckily, I believe I can explain exactly what it is and how it works. As well as the roles love and romance play in the union, or at least some of it. Maybe not all of it. I'm still working on that. Those, um, but marriage, right? In its most simple, least romantic. Going back to my definition of romance, least romantic definition of what marriage is and should look like. And employment. Marriage is an employment. Write that down, underline it, and chalk exclamation points, two of them. Marriage is an employment. Look at it. Take a step back. Take the pink out of your glasses and look at it. A man provides stability, comfort, protection, etc., money in modern times to a woman who in turn presents value, worth, spending whatever he provides on. She has qualities or is willing to do certain things that improves the quality of his life that is worth the cost of living that she is asking for. That is a marriage. A marriage is an employment when a man is able to afford the provision, protection, and comforting of a woman that he believes presents value that improves the quality of his life that is worth the cost of living that she is requesting, seeking, desiring, wanting in order to be the person and do the things that he seeks. That's an exchange going on there. It's a job being a wife. Marriage is an employment. How many more times do I gotta say it? Um, Within that employment, love and romance can most certainly exist and most certainly will if it's done correctly. But um, that's just the plain and simple way to define it, though. That's what it is at the barest of its bones. Marriage is an employment. But love and romance can live there for sure. That misunderstanding, I believe, definitely leads to the misunderstanding of why a lot of marriages don't happen, exist, or fail, as well as probably being one of the causes for it, as well. Because if we don't understand that marriage is an employment, no emotions, no love, no romance, they can exist there, but they're not the foundation of it. It's an employment. Marriage is an employment, and being a wife is a job. It's a career path. If we don't understand that, we often will lead to a misunderstanding of what we're aiming for or what we're jumping into. Because hard pill to swallow, I'd say about 70% of modern American women are not going to get married because that's how the system that understands what marriage is wants things to go. And I don't say that in a way as in she can't get married. And I don't mean that in a way of saying that she doesn't want to get married. What I'm saying can conclude that she may want to get married and not know what marriage actually is, and not know that in reality she doesn't actually want to get married because of what she actually wants out of life. Or the opposite can happen is she not know that she doesn't really want what she thinks she's pursuing out of life. She wants to pursue being married. Um, and society has mixed and matched that roll up so much and butchered it and mislabeled it and um, misspoke of it and all of that so much that it's just such a touchy subject, right? But yeah, the modern American woman won't get married. At least 70% of them, because by the time they even begin to seek being a wife, they're already a wife to the system of things here. They're already brides to the system, which makes it difficult to get married and or see the value of being married at all anyway, leading to not wanting to even getting married at all because they're already brides to the system. What do you mean, Joey? Look at what I said. If marriage is an employment and being a wife is a career, many women are already brides to the system. Lots of women grew up being told to chase careers, excluding marriage from being an option for a career most time because they it was imposing of that, I believe, and empowering to do so. Maybe so. I'm not denying that, but because of women becoming more ambitious and having aspirations of having a career, job, etc., working for a system, because there has to be some structure there in corporate, right? um, or whatever company, business, it has to be some type of structure, some system. It's difficult to do that in two places at once. Not impossible, difficult. How many people you know have two careers, three even? Probably not many. If you know me, and maybe you do, if you're watching this, more than likely you know me. If you know me, that means I know you. And I don't know many, and we probably know the similar people. Not a lot of people have like chasing down multi-career trajectories, especially in industries that don't belong to them, like entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur, I feel like, is a career path itself, but no, not a lot of people are chasing being a lawyer and being a doctor. Those systems. Not a lot of people are chasing being a police officer and being a dentist. You know what I'm saying? So due to that misinterpretation, we expect these career seeking women to juggle two careers, being a wife and being a ninth grade teacher. Like, that's difficult as fuck. But that's what they seek. And the misinterpretation of marriage, romance, and love will make it difficult to maintain a marriage if you even get in one. Trying to juggle those two career paths and not knowing that one is a career because you should be getting compensated. But that's a big reason, which I believe may be by design, but aren't a lot of things aren't a lot of things by design, you know? And man, not to be so on Valentine's Day, but I don't know. Valentine's Day kind of inspired it. Something that I've been thinking about and getting a better understanding on recently anyway. So why not talk about it? But it's okay to dream big. Like juggling being both a wife and a career woman. If you think you could do it, go for it. Do it. Boom. but I just think it's necessary to understand the weight of things. Like being a wife is a career. If you look at it as marriage as an employment and a wife is a job, that's a career path. Very similar to working elsewhere with a system, with rules, with expectations, with compensation, with benefits, with provision. You go there, you do something to help accelerate the mission of blank, blank, blank. In return, you are rewarded with benefits, financial and otherwise, which goes towards your protection, provision, and comfort, which is what you would look for out of a husband in exchange for values or willingness to do acts that accelerate him. They're parallel. I'd even say that corporate America, the modern business structure, is based upon the marriage relationship model. I'd even go as far as say that. I'd even go as far as say that America doesn't want women to know what being a wife actually is or what romance and love is so that they can have more women being brides to the system. Yep. But that's just me and my conspiracy theories, right? I'm crazy. Not for real though. That's what I believe. Because women are such effective at getting things done, at being employees, at being wives, and accelerating things that corporate America, modern, whatever, job, business, whatever you want to, I don't even know what that sanction of things is called, want to take advantage of more than just one. And they have the money to afford to do so at mass levels. So why not? Just cut out the romance. That's as gray, plain, and simple, vanilla of a definition of all three of the above that I can give you. Love is the ability and capacity to sacrifice. Romance is the experience of escape. And marriage is an employment. It's always important to know your what's and hows and whys. Like it's always important to know what you're doing, how you're going to get it done, accomplish it, and why you're seeking to do so. It's always important to know what you're aiming to accomplish, man. How you're going to accomplish it, and why do you want to even do so? What is this going to do for yourself and or the world? That's your why. Like knowing all three of those things in everything you do, can't go wrong. I'm telling you. Always know those things. Like if you don't know what you're aiming for, you can't hit a goal. You know what I'm saying? If you don't even know what it is, you can't aim for it. You can't even hit it. You'll never hit it. But then, boom, you learn what it is you're aiming at. You can see the target now. But you don't even know how you're going to hit it. You don't even know how you're going to accomplish it. You don't even know, like, are you going to throw some darts? You got to shoot a gun. Got to hit baseball over. Damn, I hit the mic. You got to throw a football. What's up? You don't even know how. You got to decide that. You got to discover your what. You got to decide your how. But then you like, all right, I know how I can accomplish that. You know what it takes. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to spend. You know what you have to sacrifice. Dot, 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 dot. And but before you start, you got to be like, man, why am I even gonna do all this though? That's the only way you're gonna get it done. So why are you gonna do it? You see the target. You got the darts to throw. But man, why are you gonna waste the money you spent on them darts to even throw that? You know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen afterwards? When you hit that target. You just hitting the target to hit the target. Why are you wasting your time and energy throwing darts on that target? What happens when you hit the target? For you or for the world? That you know what I'm saying? What is your goal here? No, that's your goal. But why? What is your why? What is your reason? What do you expect to happen from accomplishing your goal? You gotta know all three of those things always. Man, I've been running my mouth, man. I've been running my mouth for a good while now. So just want to say my name is Joey Origami, aka the greatest rapper alive, aka your friendly neighborhood goat, aka the godfather of anime, aka good game origami, because boy do I have some good game for you. And this is a Saturday morning show because it's Saturday and it's the morning. So good morning. And I hope everybody has a good day. Have a good day. Has a good day. One of those. And happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate. I'll see you next Saturday. Follow and subscribe to Watch Save Point on both Twitch and YouTube so that you never miss a Saturday. You can watch it if you do miss it. Man, I'm corny.